everybody? Welcome to Grown Folks. It's the show. Shut up when grown folks are talking. It's your host, DJ Dougie Friskins. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's your host, DJ Dougie Friskins, a.k.a. Brand Money. We getting ready to start the show. So let's get it crack-a-lackin'. Hey, how y'all doing today? We back with another one. Today we got a lot of things to talk about on the show. We got Drewski talking about making another Erica Kurt skit. I was thinking to myself, well, Drewski, you love dressing up as a woman so much, you might as well go on ahead and just fully transition. I mean, shit, it shouldn't be no different. Like Rampage Jackson, you got them titties. You got nice titties, and you're chubby. You're chubby enough with a little chop, nip, tuck. Boom, bam, voila. Just like that, you'll look like Lizzo. You know, and we could call him Drizzo. Or maybe we'll just call him Drooly. Now, just for real, though. I mean, everybody loves Lizzo. Lizzo and Drewski, if you smash them two together, what are you going to get? You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to ask. White people, do you feel offended by what Drewski is doing with all these skits portraying white people and all this other things? What do you think about all that? Does it make you mad? Or do you feel any type of way about it? I was just curious. I'll hold my breath. No, I don't think we give a shit. So yeah, and you can do anything you want to do as long as it's in the name of comedy. That's what I say. You know, I don't give a rat's patoogie. As long as you're doing things and the people are laughing and it's comedy. But I think the Erica Kurt stuff, it should be a little bit different because we watched her husband get brutally assassinated on TV. And I'm not claiming anything for Erica Kurt. I find her really disturbing on some of the things that she does, but I mean, I don't want to call her a trophy wife that's living off of the Charlie Kirk, the Turning Point USA whole thing, and I'm just not prepared to say that because I don't have enough information. I ain't Candace damn Owens, you know what I mean? I'm Dougie Freshcakes. All I do is sit up here and talk a bunch of crap, show you a bunch of sneakers, tell you some news that gives you the blues, and we take a cruise. You know, it's off. It's off like a prom dress. It's off like a Jewish foreskin. You know what I mean? It's so hot, it's like turning bacon over. But what I'm trying to get at is, Drewski, I thought it was funny the stuff that you did in NASCAR. I just want to know, is it acceptable if I do it? Because I do my research, that's for sure. And I know there's a pastor out there somewhere, and his name, you know, it evades me at the moment, but let me look through my notes and see if I can find it. But he's his name is Pastor James David Manning. And this pastor, he's up on the pulpit, and he's up high, and he's like, there's something wrong with a black man's mind. You can teach a black man to be a doctor. You can teach him to be a lawyer. But you can't teach him about the world. No, you can't teach him about the world. And he goes on and on about it, and I was thinking, damn. Wouldn't that be dope? I rub some damn black shit on my face, you know what I mean? So I look black, shave my head so I kind of look like him, put on a nice suit. I got something in the closet for show. You know what I'm saying? Put on that suit, and I'll do blackface about that dude destroying black people. Because y'all got destroyed by your own people, by your own person, by your own pastor. Came in there, he was talking about, and I don't want to go through it, but man, he said that black people don't understand the world. Y'all could be mad at me if you want to, he recounts. He says, but you can't prove me wrong. You can't prove me wrong, he's saying, because there's something wrong with black folk. He said, I love y'all enough to tell y'all the truth. The only person going to help us out is the Lord Almighty. He's the only person that can help us. Because there ain't no difference than a two-bit crook, a mass murderer is different than having brains or common sense with a black person, he said. Which I thought that was off the wall by him. But, I mean, it's a black man saying it. It ain't me saying it. I'm just reiterating what the man said. You can go to the video and look it up yourself. His name is Pastor David Manning. And he goes on and rant, and he further on says he could be a doctor, he could be an astrophysicist. Well, but when the black people were in Africa before colonization, they didn't build jack shit. They didn't build a boat seaworthy enough to float in the ocean. And they didn't, raise any monuments. I mean, I understand you guys are probably thinking, well, what about Egypt? He said Egypt ain't a part of Africa. And he goes on to say that a whole bunch of stuff about black people. And I'm not going to say everything that he went on to say, but he said that Nelson Mandela was very bad for South Africa because look how South Africa turned out. It's crime-ridden, disease-ridden, everybody there. I mean, the percentage of people having AIDS there is outstanding. And now that the Muslim have infiltrated Africa and some parts of Africa, you got them killing Christians, so the African Christians, white Christians, whatever Christians. And there's been a genocide there against white people. So, it's crazy because just imagine, 100 years from now when we're still complaining about slavery and we're still complaining about white people, black people, and this racism crap still is going on. People won't remember about all the white people that were killed in Africa just trying to live and do the thing because those atrocities there don't matter. The only thing that matters on most racist black people's mind is racism, racism, racism. If your shoes don't fit that day, it's the white person's fault. Because a white person probably may, it's just ridiculous. It's like you going in your home and calling up and ordering a bunch of shit and getting mad at your neighbor because your credit card bill is so high. That's just unfounded stupidity to me. So, I don't know. I could go on and on and on and on about it. But am I dope, my love? Yeah, I'll wax anybody. We'll leave it right there at that. Because the emotional toll that it has caused is just... with all the crap that you see in the world today, it's just craziness, and many of us have our personal struggles, and let's talk about that for a moment. There are so many people out there struggling with these personal issues, whether it be, a lot of people struggle from bipolar, schizophrenia, major depression, anxiety. Half the country's on some type of drug that they take, and they got to take another drug because they're taking that drug, and that drug gives them this, so they have to take that. So they take 4 different drugs just to take one drug. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I know that a lot of people, are suffering because of it. So my thing would be is to really take a deep dive, get a second opinion, and look deep within yourself and try to fix the root of the problem instead of masking it with more drugs and more drugs taken because of those taken. You understand where I'm going with that? So, yeah. So it's going to be a wild, 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 wild weekend this weekend. It's going to be one of those weekends because we got the UFC on deck, and I'm going to talk about that a little later. Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about this right here. Talking about that pastor, he talks about they never built any monuments. Egypt, he said that wasn't in Africa. He said that there was never no great cities built in Africa, no houses made of stone, just out of grass and wood. There's no sewer systems, only one level houses built with none of them made out of stone, only, like I said, grass and wood. And I talked about Nelson Mandela, what he did, when they handed South Africa over to him, crime and all this stuff happened. You got this person in Johannesburg. He was 2017 or so. There was a coup against him. And you got the Hutus and the other people, those two fighting each other. It's just a lot of things going on in Africa. And what the problem is that all the diamonds that they pull out of there, why didn't they ever build infrastructure? Because Africa is such a great nation and it's huge. There's gold there, there's precious gems and all these resources. But it's the biggest continent where everybody on there is either pot-bellied or starving, no shoes. It's like the USA used to send so much aid. You remember we are the world, we are the ones, and all that. We did a big old to fund starvation in Africa, feed the children, just like it was a charity for Africa and everything else. But what I never understand is why not build airports and factories and everything else? I mean, you see the size of China. China's just a blip compared to, Africa. It'd be like one little country in Africa would be China. Now, if that whole continent just said, you know what, we're going to evolve that whole place and people started putting money back into there, I mean, Africa would be a place of greatness. It would be the rule because it's the biggest continent and it has the most resources because that's where people came from. So I'm telling you, people, you got to listen. You got to understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not the most articulate person in the world, but I sure ain't the stupidest. I know there's one dumber person than me in this world, and I ain't the one. I might be the second, but I'm definitely not the first. So, out of all that stuff, you see that like Africa nowadays, even people like Michael Bisping, who was from the UFC, he went to South Africa one time. He was almost kidnapped. I guess he had to push a guy out of something and he got away. But who knows what happened? It's like in these black, heavily populated areas in the United States of America, it's so crime ridden. Even in the United States, it's ridiculous. Like Chicago, Memphis, St. Louis. I mean, I'm going to put up right here a statistic of all the cities and all the crime rates, as of 2025, 2026. It is just ridiculously how, they're just these places that are high crime rated are populated by black people. So maybe this pastor was onto something that black people need to take a look at black people. They need to take a moral inventory of themselves and figure it out because everybody's crying about reparations, but a lot of people forgot about 40 acres and a mule. After slavery, Lincoln gave all black men who were free 40 acres and a mule. That was reparations. And you know what happened? And I believe it was 18 something or another. The Democrats took it away. They took it away because the Democrats are not for black people. And once black people wake up and understand that the Democrats aren't for you, you'll be better off. Because why have this, what do they call the problem when you're Stockholm syndrome? You got Stockholm syndrome. You're in love with your captors. You're in love with the people that are hurting you, that started this gentrification, that started all this crap, and keep you intertwined, keep you voting for them year after year, talking about, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that. Tell me when if shit got better for you. It hasn't. I'm from the hood. We did the best we could. I eat beans and rice. I struggled my whole life. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And until you wake up to the truth, you have been bamboozled. You've been led astray. You've been hornswoggled. At some point, you have to overcome it. You have to realize that you have to switch and you have to stop doing the same thing over and over again because that's the definition of insanity. It's the definition of insanity, people. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to reach out and say, hey, I'm your biggest fan. Come on. I want to see you be successful. I don't want just, what is it? It's like 6% of the African Americans who are in the United States today are successful. Out of the 14% we have here in the United States, 6% are successful. So that means almost half have been unsuccessful. Now, I don't know the exact degree of difficulty that might be, but I'm just saying we see it where Walmart has got up and left. Burger King said, fuck it. He threw his crown and said, I'm getting out of town. I ain't going to be king here. You don't have Burger King where you at. You don't have McDonald's. All you got is some liquor store that's got bulletproof glass and some Arab or Arabic guy in there talking about, did you stick your tongue down your throat? Do you have Medicare, Part A, or Part B? Fuck that. Who wants to live like that? I sure the fuck don't want to live like that. So it's time for black people, and I'm going to say it to poor people, white people also, to unite like this, like brothers and sisters, like God intended, because all of us, we're going to bleed red in the same way. We're going to have to overcome it, and we're going to have to get together and establish our own way of getting ourselves out of this mess. And it starts by recognizing the things that are keeping you oppressed, and that's the Democratic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth as I speak it. I'm telling you right now that the words that are coming out of my mouth are the truth. You need to understand this. You have places like Memphis, Tennessee, a serial killer. His name was Samuel Little. He died in 2020. But you know what? He killed, there was 50 plus cases. He confessed to 93 murders. He killed people from 1970 to 2005. Did you know that in your lifetime, you will walk by at least 40 murderers? I mean, you could just be casually at the grocery store, walking down the sidewalk, or in some crowded area. They say in your lifetime, you'll go by 40 murderers. So just let that sink in for a while, of when you're out and about, of how easy it is to get got. Because we live in a society where people would rather kill you than take your wallet than just stick you up, take your wallet, and take off. It's an evil society that we live in, created by this false narrative that, hey, you gotta be a gangbanger, you gotta be hard, you gotta get out there and get yours, get mine. And the TV teaches you this, video games teach you this. It's not right. And that's where I draw the line in the sand is, yeah, I'm a white person and I'm living in America, but I'm doing my part to help anyone and everybody. I don't care what color you are. If you're black, white, purple, green, high, yellow, mixed, whatever you are, I'm willing to help anyone. If you're struggling with mental health, you're struggling with addiction, you're struggling with alcohol, you're struggling with anything and everything, food addiction, sex addiction. I don't care if you're just struggling, you just need somebody to talk to, contact me. Contact me. If you need to do it privately, contact me on Facebook under Doug P. Weibel. That's Doug, Doug P. Weibel, Wible. I ain't afraid of this. I'm willing to help anybody however I can. If it's just somebody you need to talk to, I mean, I ain't got much help for you financially, but I got 51 years of experience on this world dealing with all kinds of people. I think I find myself being a hostage negotiator, and I try to negotiate something in your life where it gets you some type of help or even some words of encouragement so you can at least try. Because that's the most important thing is we have to at least try, don't we? We have to at least try to look out for our fellow man. I mean, I think that's what God's plan was, hey, we need to look out for each other. So that's what I'm imploring y'all to do is look out for each other, try to be kind to one another, end all this violence. Let's bring back Walmart back to Chicago. Let's have all these gangbangers and all these damn fools put all the guns down so people can walk around freely as they may and not have to worry about getting hit by a stray bullet. Just the other day, I seen a 4-year-old little girl who was in the back seat of a car was murdered by a stray bullet. And she didn't have a chance to grow up. And somebody took her life from her. And the Bible says an eye for an eye, and I'm totally for that. I'm totally for the black box. And if everybody knows me of what the black box is, the black box is where we put your ass in the black box and we slowly put in the cyanide gas. Breathe in. Yeah. Until you're dead. And then we hit a switch, the flames come on and make your ass extra crispy till there's nothing left but ashes. Then we give the ashes to your mama, sucker. Yeah, that's the black box. So some of y'all need that black box. So yeah, it's a feeling that you get when you know you're just floating around and things are starting to come clear to you. Things are being clearly in your mind. You can finally see straight. Things are coming to you. And you're like, yeah, it's an epiphany. I've had an epiphany and I'm telling it to you live here on the Shut Up When Grown Folks Are Talking. Why? because we grown folks. We've been through it. We've been through the hells, the trials, the tribulations. We are a soldier of God. And we are coming live to you to say enough is enough. It's time for us to be human again. Because I understand we are all beasts. We're all meat eaters who tear meat apart, chewing it up. Some of us like A1. We're all animals. We're all just trying to be human. Some people just do it better than others. I think right now we should talk about some UFC. This weekend we got Sean Strickland on deck. It's going to be a good fight. I'm hoping that Sean Strickland can survive all the takedowns the first couple of rounds and then come back and win the third, the fourth, and the fifth. Have him tired, have him getting jabbed up enough, even maybe stop him in the fourth or the fifth, I'm predicting. So if you want to make some money, that's the odds right there. Let's check out that whole card. I'm gonna go to UFC.com. We're gonna look at the fights. But before we do, we gotta get there first. All right, let's see here. There we go. All right. Perfect. All right, now let me share this screen here. All right. Okay. All right, so we got Chimaev versus Strickland in the main event of the evening. Strickland is a minus 550 to plus 400. So you can make a lot of money on Sean Strickland. And I'm definitely going to bet on Strickland because I think he can get it done in later rounds. I'm telling you, I think this one's a lock. I think Joshua Van loses this one, and I think they have it too because they got Joshua Van losing. He's a plus 140, and that's probably that's being nice. I think Joshua Van became the champion over a freak accident, and Tatsuro Tassara is going to really show the reason why there's levels to this game. And brother, I'm sorry, but you won it on a technicality. You didn't win that belt. You don't deserve to have it strapped over your shoulder. You deserved a chance to fight for it. The champ got injured, and he's beat Tatsuro Tassara. So we'll see how he does when he comes back if he can. But right now, I think it's time. It's going to be Japan in a victory over Neminar, or however you pronounce your country. Guam, isn't it, or something like that? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Alexander Volkanov against Waldo Cortez Acosta. That's going to be a good fight. I think there's money to be made there too. I would go with Salsa Boy because I think plus 150. Yeah, there's some money to be made there too. I think Alexander Volkov. I don't know that. I mean, they got him as the favorite for a reason, but Waldo's got the momentum. Alexander Volkov hasn't really fought in a while, so not that I can recall. This next one, Sean Brady against Joaquin Buckley. That's going to be Sean Brady trying to wrestle his ass off because if he can't take Buckley down, I'm telling you, Buckley's going to knock him out. Sean Brady is not going to be able to handle the power of Buckley. So that's what it's all about. And the next one, King Green, he's always a fan favorite because he likes to sit in there and bang, stand up. He's not about the wrestling, but he can wrestle. And I think Jeremy Stevens has been in there long. Both these people been in there a long time. So who knows? But if I had to pick, I'm going to pick Green in a boxing match, pretty much, and he gets Jeremy Stevens out of there. Maybe this Couture guy, he was supposed to have a lot of hype. He went all rounds last fight. I'm not sure about him. Ozzy Diaz. I mean, the odds are minus 1,000. How you going to go against that? So, what I would suggest is it's probably going to be a whitewash. So that's an easy one. So right there alone, I think if you just pick what I'm just telling you right there alone, so let's backtrack. So here's where the money's going to be at. So you bet Strickland straight up. You bet Tatsuro Tara straight up. You bet Waldo Cortez, he's a plus 150. So you're already weighing the money. And then you bet Joaquin Buckley just bet him straight up. And then you bet King Green, and then Couture, and then Yogos Almazov over Joel Alvarez because I think this is a pretty even fight, but I think it could go either way, but I'm leaning more towards the favorite in the fighter, so that's where I'd have to stay at because I just don't know enough about the two, and I didn't do a bunch of research on the fight. So, maybe later on in the week I might do something different, but Grant Dawson and Mateus Rebecki, that's where things get muddy because that fight can go either way. But I think I'd stay with Grant Dawson here. So both. I think Jarrett Gordon over Jim Miller is an easy one. So right there, I mean, you bet $5. I'm sure you're gonna win probably close to 3 or 4 thousand on a $5 bet. And plus, they might have some incentives so you can up that bet a little bit with some enhancements. So check it out either on DraftKings or FanDuel or whatever one you used. I gave you my picks so you know what they are. So we can come back and see how well I did. I'm going to put those picks in probably by the end of the week and I'll let you know how I did. So hopefully you enjoy that. That's that. So anyway, we're back now. Okay. So I closed that picture in picture. What I wanted to do was go and look up some local stuff. The Pistons are in the playoffs. They play tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. They play the Cavs. Hopefully they can get past the Cavs. There's 8 teams left now, and the Pistons are in it. It's been a long time since I was able to root for the Detroit Pistons. You know, I'm glad that they're doing well. Out of nowhere, too. I didn't expect it. You know, I haven't been watching much basketball this year or last year. I really kind of got away from basketball when I kind of shut cable TV off. You know, they just charge way too much for cable TV. And now I have this thing with Verizon where I just have a box and I put it next to the window and I can get whatever I want, unlimited everything for, $50 a month and I don't pay for cable. So that's why I stopped watching basketball too much and a lot of other sports that I watch, but I still watch the football games. That's one thing that I refuse, and especially I'm a big college football guy. So yeah, I can't wait for that to start back up here coming in the fall. I know I'm kind of pushing it a little bit. Let's not put the cart before the horse, but I got to slow my roll. You know what I mean? I got to keep it coming. But yeah, I just want to keep the momentum here. I do want to thank everybody that subscribed. And if you are watching my videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and X. I do all those things, and I will follow you back. That's my philosophy. So let's go to some more news that'll give you the blues. And what I haven't done asshole of the week. You remember I did have that for a few weeks, like the whole state of California one week, Gavin Newsom the other. I don't know who's going to be asshole of the week, but let's find out. Britney Spears DUI charge dismissed after plea deal. Well, that's cool. See, they do get preferential treatment. The little white girl. Yeah, yeah, old Britney, she gets a pass. I always wonder what she'd be like to meet in person. See, this is how I envision it going. Hey, how you doing, Britney? Oh, hi, how are you? Hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. Yeah, I don't have a conservatorship anymore. You want to go over and hang out? We go to my dance and you can watch me dance. Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, and she's always got this weird ass look like she's possessed or something. Like I don't know what she's into, but she cracks me up. Britney Spears had all them people going crazy for all those years. When I was growing up, man, I tell you what, Britney Spears was just right up there with like all the top echelon pop stars, and she just seemed to. One day she said, fuck it, went into a salon and came out with her head shaved, trying to beat car windows up with a baseball bat. And that was the end of Britney. You didn't really hear from her too much. And they put her in a conservatorship and she's all right. Now that she's got the chain off, she seems to, I don't know, doing okay besides this DUI. But what do you think about Britney? Let me know what you think in the comments. Did you like her? Did you love her? Did you worship her? I need to know. I need to know what people thought of old Britney Spears. Chris Brown's baby mama, Diamond, drags him into a court over 4-year-old daughter days before Jada gave birth. Yeah, Chris Brown, he's been in a lot of drama with the baby mama. I don't know what this one's about, but it says Chris Brown was hauled into court for a paternity suit just days before he welcomed a new baby with current girlfriend Jade Wallace. Yeah, that'll do it. Well, you keep having them kids, they're going to keep taking their money. And you're going to have to do weird shit when you're older. That's what happened to stars. It happened to Sonny Liston. He had to join like the wrestling entertainment shit and fight Chinese people in China and all kinds of dumb shit. So Take care of your money when you're young and quit having children with all these girls. I know sometimes it ain't your fault. Women can be crafty. Take that condom off. Make sure you taking it off and putting it somewhere she can't find it. You got to protect yourself, gentlemen, and use your damn brain and not the one between your legs. Use the other head. Frankie Valley. What a night for a family dispute to erupt so fast. Cops rush to home to bust his ass. Oh, what a night. Lady, yeah, you get it. So Frankie Valley, he got himself in a little bit of trouble. Trouble's still looking for old Frankie Valley door. At this time, brought cops along with it. Sources tell us that officers were called to the legendary singer's LA area home around 5 p.m. Sunday for a report of someone violating a restraining order related to a domestic dispute. We're told the cops involved a 38-year-old male identified as one of Frankie's sons, but by the time the police got to the property, he was already gone, and no arrests were made. That's a strange little thing. Well, I don't know. Well, is it just me or is there a lot of galas that are going on? Every time I see there's some type of gala, White House gala, Met gala. How many galas are there? I just seen that the ponies just galloped and a horse came. It was a girl and she was the first female trainer to train a horse to win the Kentucky Derby. Congratulations for her. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Congratulations for her. Yeah. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. You go, girl. Go on, get it, girl. Yeah. That's the way to do it. On your mark, get set, go, man. There you go. All right. Anyway, calm down. Okay. A fatal cruise ship virus breaking out on a dream vacation turns into a floating horror. Yeah, I was supposed to tell you all about this. Hantavirus, man, breaking out everywhere, killing people. And the hantavirus is what killed Gene Hackman's wife. I can't remember what her name is. I think she was Chinese, something like that. She's a Chinese woman, but she died a week before Gene Hackman died. He was struggling with dementia and things like that. Terrible, terrible thing. They found both of them dead. They've been dead. And, the German Shepherds were there too. They were hungry. So I don't know if the dogs ate the people or not, but they will. If they're starving, but they were locked in a bathroom. But yeah, him and his wife were found dead and she died of that hantavirus. So they said that 3 people died on this ship and dozens more are sick. But if you don't get help for this, it has a 40%, 40 mortality. Boom, you're dead. It's like a snake bite. Boom, you get it. You don't get help, most likely you're going to die. Give you a 40% chance. So that's not very good. That's worse than corona. But it comes from mice shit, and mice saliva. So don't be eating mice shit and don't be kissing mice because they could carry that virus. Yeah. Ronnie from Jersey Shore. I don't know what the hell he means by this, but I don't know if he just messed up or if he's on one. But he says, the Jersey Shore, Ronnie Ortiz, Margo, my face works, but my heart doesn't. What the fuck are you supposed to talk? What are you? Hey, wait a second here. Look, you mooly jabroni. What's wrong with you? Seems like there's something really wrong with that guy. I tell you, every time he talks, he got some type of girl just banging down his damn door and everything else. I'm just curious why the hell he's got so many problems. I never seen anyone with such girlfriend drama since it was 1920, and grown folks was just a kid. And there was a girl named Cindy Lou Who, and there was a Grinch, and he stole all of our Christmas gifts. And I'm sorry, I'm talking like Mr. Kennedy. I'm fucking cracking myself up over here. Welcome to the shit show, the Grown Folks Show, where everybody knows, everybody comes where nobody knows. Like and subscribe. If not, hello, you found my channel. You found me. I've been looking for you. Yeah, you. Yeah. See, I'm a great magician. I want everybody to think of a card, any card in the deck. And if you have cards at home, go grab it and take one card out and put it in your pocket. I'll wait. Go ahead and I'll come back to it. Jersey Shore, Ronnie Ortiz Magro. My face works, but my heart does. I didn't understand this, but let's read some of this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So, the Jersey Shore star Ronnie, man, I'm just going to call him Ronnie. I ain't going to say his whole damn name. Is breaking his silence after raising alarms with a string of concerning behavior. I don't know what's going on with him, but he said he then shared a post raising awareness, mental health awareness month, and later on interviewing an NBA player, Kyrie Irving, declaring it's okay to be human. Like I don't have to be perfect for anyone here, nor do I have to be perfect for the public. So I'm not here to dispel any perception. I'm just here to be myself. Well, I mean, that's great. Channing Tatum, more mysterious post amid Zoe's engagement. Okay. Zoe Kravitz. Okay. Look at, he went fishing. He caught himself a nice one. She's a very beautiful, interesting lady. And you're a lucky man, Mr. Channing Tatum. Hopefully that whole vibe lasts a long, long time. Stephon Diggs, all business outside of court for chef assault trial. Man, you assault the chef, man. You ain't supposed to bite the hand that feeds you. Man, you should have known better than that, Mr. Stephon Diggs. Jesus, what's wrong with you, man? You're going to bite the hand that feeds you. Next time, chefs all around the world be like, hey, yo, is that Stephon? Yeah, go on ahead and eat that. Because them chefs, they be sticking together, You know that, don't you? So be aware. Each time you go to eat, you better be preparing your own shit from now on, you dummy. Anyway, hopefully, all the best to him in this case. Like I said, all this is in the name of comedy. We are joking here. We are just trying to crack people up, put a smile on everybody's face because it is Mental Health Awareness Month. That is why we are what we are, and we am what we am. I call it the Popeye syndrome. So yeah, so moving on from that, we're covering bases like a home run hitter. Jimmy Kimmel, coincidental crack at Giuliani days before hospital. My goodness, now this guy is clairvoyant. Sheesh. Jimmy Kimmel is either psychic or he has an unluckiest timing in comedic history. Last Tuesday, he made a joke about Rudy Giuliani rising from the grave just before we learned that the former New York mayor was hospitalized. In his monologue, Jimmy about Giuliani coming back from the dead, saying, "So last night's American mayor Rudy Giuliani rise." Ongoing drama. I don't know. Well, it's probably just coincidence. But, I think that Jimmy, one thing he should do is, he needs to fire them writers or somebody who's writing his jokes because I know he ain't writing his own. So, yeah, that's probably what has to happen. He has to fire somebody. Cameron Diaz and Benji Matting are expecting their third child. That's cool. Anya Wintour, she looks black with blonde hair. Anya Wintour. I don't know. Greenwich Village? Rich people. Storage Wars. Daryl Sheets, his son, says he's going to do the right thing and pick up the mantle, which is cool. Gordon Ramsay talks about Pizza Street where a dog was inside of there taking a shit and a poop. It was just a little puppy on a puppy pad. Nothing happened. People just trying to be ignorant. People always hating, no matter who you are, what you are. So everybody knows now Giuliani is in the hospital. It ain't looking good for the ex-mayor of New York, President Trump's attorney here. Also, he was at once upon a time. Ain't looking good for him. He is old. He is in bad health. They say it's not looking good, but we'll pray for him and his family. Sometimes it's when it's time, it's time. There's nothing you can do about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hey, remember to treat everybody with respect and be kind. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It's grown, folks. This is Dougie Fresh, a.k.a. Bread Money. We out of here. All right, so right now we're going to talk about UFC 328. We got Hazmat Chimaev against Strong Strickland. What do y'all think about that fight? I think that's going to be an interesting fight. I mean, I've been talking about it. Today's Monday. We got all week to go over it, but just to go over that fight, I think what's going to happen is Chimaev's going to win the first couple of rounds, obviously, with his wrestling. And if he doesn't get tired and he wins that third round, it's over for Strickland. So somewhere in those 1 and 2 rounds, Strickland has to get one of those 3 rounds, because I know Strickland can win the last 2 rounds. I think just with his chain wrestling ability and things like that, I don't think it's going to be a problem for him to win the last 2 rounds. I know on the feet, Strickland will win this fight, unless Chimaev pulls something out of his hat that we haven't seen. But we know that Strickland's obviously got a good jab and good teeth kicks. And if he can wear Chimaev down, which, I don't know, he manhandled Dricus du Plessis, so we'll see how that goes. So anyway, in the next fight going down, we got Allen versus Costa, which we know Allen's been in some wars. I mean, he's fought the who's of people, and he's always came close, but, he's always a dollar short, day late, things of that nature. Well, Costa, we don't know too much about him. I haven't seen him fight a lot, but Arnold Allen, he's ranked number 7 in this Meliquinizal Costa. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that's my best job at it. But I remember a long time ago when he was fighting, and I thought, man, this guy might be something special. I think it's a big task for Arnold Allen, but we're going to see what happens in that fight, whether Arnold can keep his number 7th ranking or Costa takes it. So Dohoo Choi, everybody knows him. He's the Korean Superboy. He actually was in the UFC a long time ago. He had some major big fights where he lost a couple to like Cub Swanson, and he's had a few setbacks, but he ended up going into the Army for 2 years, where he wasn't in the UFC because he had to go do the, it's mandatory that people from that country do 2 years of Army. So he basically had to do the whole Army thing. Sorry, that light is just bright. So I just feel better. And plus, you can't see what I'm looking at. So this way I don't have to worry about my eyes looking at the camera. So anyway, Dohoo Choi against Daniel Santos. It doesn't say anywhere here who we got as far as odds or anything yet, but I'm sure down the week we go, we'll find out. But yeah, Dohoo Choi. I like Dohoo Choi in that one. I think he's learned that, you got to use some really good, slick boxing and play the game. You're not going to go in there and just spark everybody because, if you're trading blows, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be one of those fights that you always found yourself in when you were losing. So anyway, Malcolm Wellamaker, he's coming off a loss where he had a lot of hype behind him. He had, I think, a couple good KOs, and then he came in hot, red hot, and then they threw a guy at him with like 10 days notice, and he obviously lost, but he does have, a good solid punch, and he could knock anybody out with it. It just wasn't his night, but I'm glad to see him back. And, if you lose, sometimes you got to jump back on that horse and you got to keep on going. And he's fighting Juan Diaz, who's a tough opponent from Peru. We're going to see how that goes. I don't know the odds or anything. We're not betting. It's just Monday, fun day. We're just having fun talking about the UFC and the fights that are coming up this weekend. So Modestas Bukakas against Rafael Beledo. One's from Lithuania, one's from Brazil. We're going to see about that one. I like Beledo, but I think he his fights, he was getting better at that gas and out thing. And Bukastas, I don't know. That fight, they're both kind of the same. They're big guys. We'll see what type of shape they both come in, because I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be what one wants it more to see who wins that fight. But I'm rooting for both of them for a good fight, a good banger. I hope this card's special. I've been waiting a long time to see something like this. I'm surprised there's not somebody else on this card to support it. With just Sean Strickland and Chimaev is it. Because I like these people. It's Timmy Guamba and Bernardo Sopcia. I don't know what Albania in the United States. I have no clue who they are. That seems like a prelim fight to me. So I don't know. And what's interesting is you got Nicholas Dalby on the prelims. who, he's been around the UFC for a long time. He had his little sabbatical. I think he said he was like overachieving or anxiety or something like that he was dealing with. But he's fighting a veteran in Jeremiah Wells. That should be a good fight. I got Nicholas Dalby in that one as of today. Right now on a Monday, I would take him. But like I said, I usually like to study the week and see how it goes, see what's going on with the two. Tokos. Yeah, I don't know who that is. It sounds like you remember Ricky Turcos, but this is Turcos against Ivan Ursulin. Yeah, this is just terrible. Trey Adigan against Thomas Gant. What the hell? Yeah, this is disappointing. Caitlin Vieira against Jacqueline Calvinetti. Yeah, we really care about that. I mean, put Cody Brundage and Andre Petrosky in the undercard for Christ's sakes. What is going on with the UFC and this garbage? Alice Ardeen against Polyana Viana. That's a good fight, I guess. That could probably be a main event on the main event cards. Daniel Perez against Louis. Oh, screw. I don't know. Bannon, Piccolo, Kevlar. I mean, you're doing your if you're a UFC casual, like me, I don't know what classification that you'd put me in. I mean, I've never missed a fight. I've been watching the UFC for years since its inception. I don't know everything about everything, but I could tell you that I do know this, that for all the hype that's coming in with this card of why they have, I mean, it literally goes from am I wrong or something? Yeah, I think I just screwed up. I had to. Yeah, I screwed up. I wonder what the hell was I thinking. You know what? I apologize, everybody. I just screwed up. I went the wrong way down the dang card. So anyway, yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to delete. I'm just going to admit I made a mistake here and I'm going to fix it right here. And I was wondering what the hell was going on. And if you guys notice this, you guys should be cracking up right about now because I am a dumbass. Anyway, sorry about this whole mix up that I had here. And let me show you the real card because I don't know what the hell happened, but I was showing you something off of a different card I got, and I was like, I was like, what the hell? This can't be right. But we're going to get it right here, right now. All right, let's start over. Okay, so in the main event, like I said, Hazmat Chimaev against Sean Strickland for the UFC middleweight title. We've already spoke about that. Now, it's not Arnold Allen. It's Joshua Van against Tatsuro Tara. That was my bad. And I think this is an easy one for me. I'm betting Tatsuro Tara, easy fight. I think he beats Joshua Van easily. The next one is kind of a really good fight. Alexander Volkov against Waldo Cortez Acosta. I'm leaning towards Acosta. I think he's got a lot of momentum, but I think Alexander Volkov has got the skills needed to become champion. He just has to maintain, train, and do what's insane, and he will win. I guarantee that. He's minus 170, but if you want to take the money, because this is a toss-up fight, go with Waldo. Sean Brady and Joaquin Buckley. I think Buckley put Sean Brady to sleep if Sean Brady don't wrestle him to death. Bobby King Green against Jeremy Stevens. I think he's either going to win or he's going to get knocked out. How about that? It ain't going to decision. And if it does, I'll be surprised. But yeah, I think there's some money to be made there in Jeremy Stevens, but I doubt it. I think Green's going to knock Jeremy Stevens out or a TKO or something like that. He's going to stop him. Yeah, I've done these fights already before. Now that I remember. Yeah, Gautier. I don't know how to pronounce that one either. Atuba Gautier against Ozzy Diaz. Of course, we're going to go with Gautier. About time they get that guy give him a better opponent. Joel Alvarez and Yaroslav Amosov. I think I'm going to go with Amosov on that one. And you got Grant Dawson against Mateus Rebecki. That's an easy one. Grant Dawson. Jim Miller, Jared Gordon all the way. I thought Jim Miller was done. Well, that's just now the early prelims. You got Roman Kopylov against Marco Tulio. I like Roman Kopilov in an upset. Pat Sabatini against William Gomes. I like William Gomes in an upset. Begasangor Suskanoskapev against Desjardins Santos. That's going to be minus 650. Yeah, I'll go with the minus 650. Or Sergeyev. I think that's what I'd go for. I think every time I pronounce that name, I'd probably say something different. Let's do it again. That's a toss-up fight. Let's go with Clayton Carpenter, though. I think I've done that before and I've lost. So let's stick with Joseph Ochoa. So there's my picks and prediction. I can't wait for the fight. Let's get it moving on. Pistons playing the Cleveland Cavaliers on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Let's go rooting for the Detroit Pistons. It's been a long time. Got the 76ers against the New York Knicks at 8:05 p.m. The Knickerbockers against the 76ers. And you got Minnesota at Seattle, or not Seattle, San Antonio, rather, sorry. And that should be game one of both those games. I'm going to go cover nothing else. It says round two prediction, picking a winner from every NBA series. Just 8 teams are still playing now, and that first round is wrapped up. Our NBA experts are unanimous on 3 of the 4 second round series that have truly divided on the other side. Joel Embiid implores Sixer fans to not sell tickets if you need money. I got you. All right. So what is going on in this football highlight? Not sure. We got a lot of good things coming on here. So let's move on to something else. So in the news going on, breaking right now, the UAE accuses Iran of striking an oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz. That was just an hour ago. In other news, they say it's a bad day for Iran. Explosive warning as the Strait of Hormuz nears its breaking point. See, I knew that all this stuff was not over with. I was hoping that on Saturday when I reported that Trump said that he told Congress that the war, would be over, terminated, or whatever type of terminology that he used was just a bunch of bullshit. So here we go. We got skyrocketing gas prices, food costs going over the edge, bringing people to the breaking point. I think it's time for the government to bail out Americans. And I say the only way that you do that, it's time for you guys to get deep in your pockets and start sending us some money. Make income tax twice a year. What do you think about that? Double income tax and make it twice a year. It's because during that time after Christmas and everything else, when you're broke, you done spend all your money on Christmas presents. And then January and February hit, you're broke because you done paid a couple of months of gas bills, especially here in Michigan. This is how it works for us. So you're kind of looking forward to that money that you normally get in March. So let's do 6 months. So let's say April, May, June, July. Let's do another one in August. So twice the amount of taxes, but make taxes twice a year. And I think you're going to stimulate the economy all year round more, and a lot of things will be a lot better. What do you guys think about that? What do you think of my idea about having tax season twice a year instead of once? Or would you rather just pay once a year? I'm saying let's pay, double or more or whatever it takes, but to be able to file taxes twice a year. So, we can get tax money to help with what we got going on, because I know everybody looks forward to tax season because that's the time when we can, buy stuff to fix up our houses or, things that we've been wanting to get. Or some people put it away. Me, I don't really have an idea of how I would do it, but I just know it would probably be better for the economy, and that's all I'm thinking about. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments how you think. What do you think about my idea about taxes twice a year? Yeah. What does everyone got going on today? Me, I am taking a day off from the gym, and I'm taking a personal, what do you call that? Just a mental health day. So I think that's important. That's what I wanted to talk about. Is I kind of worked out all weekend and all last weekend. I haven't had a day off yet. So it's important that you give yourself these mental health days just to recoup, for one, get your muscles back right again, just kind of hit the reset button. I mean, I'm exhausted. I mean, I've been doing nothing but doing videos, working out, eating my vitamins and saying my prayers, doing the right thing, and the right thing is always the hardest thing to do. So remember that. So if you need to reach out to me, please do. Let me know what's going on with you, and I will try to help anyone and everybody. Like I said, I'll be looking for your comments. I do appreciate those people who have commented. It's nice to see when you guys do comment on my videos. I will respond to everybody, no matter what, if it takes me all night or whatever. And don't forget I do have the giveaway. Once we reach 50, 100, 500 subscribers, I'll be giving away a free pair of boots. On my first giveaway, I showed the boots on my last live that I did. I have them in brown, I have them in black. So you just need to write in the comments your size, and we're gonna pick out of everyone who comments, and we're gonna send you a free pair of boots free of charge. I'm gonna pay to ship them and everything, as long as it's not overseas or anything like that, and it'll be too much. I mean, I'm willing to pay probably $25 to have them shipped. Shouldn't be too much more. If not, if you're overseas and you do win, I'll probably ask that you at least pay for some of the shipping. I don't know. I'd probably pay for the whole thing. I mean, but like I said, I don't have a lot of money, so I'm doing this full time, trying to make this a career out of it or whatnot. But I know that it's not really going to be a career for a long time. That's even if it gets that far. But right now, it's just something that keeps me from dying of boredom, and it gives me a purpose. So that's why I like doing YouTube and all the other stuff that I do. And plus, I want to help people. So like I said, let me reiterate, if you're struggling with anything you got going on in your life, say you got you got an issue, with alcoholism, drug addiction, any type of affliction, let me know, and I'll try to help you with anything that I can. Sometimes people just need a good person to talk to reset and to press on. So that's what I'm here for. So everybody have a good day. I gave you what I could. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's Grown Folks. We out of here. Grown Folks is out.